Hello, and welcome back to Dice Dropping's Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game, Chronicles of House Weirlight. Say hi, House Weirlight.
Hello, narrator.
Hi, House Weirlight.
Of course. Except, of course, unfortunately, our dear brothers Weirlight are once again absent. Like personal matters call them away. But that will not stop us from continuing our story.
We know you like a ladies' night. We just wanted to accommodate
Ladies'
you.
night.
It's true. Good old ladies' night. Today we'll see how the ladies defend the honor of House Weirlight in front of, well, basically the entire kingdom.
Yay.
Let's hope it goes well. So, if you all remember where we last left off in our lovely tale, the welcome feast began, and our home house, got dressed up, got together, all sort of entered the welcoming feast in their own way. We met several new and exciting houses. House Frostmore and several others, where we saw our lord and lady of the house do some pretty solid politicking, guaranteeing the fosterling of their youngest son to a very prominent and what's the most important, Targaryen loyal house from the Mountains of the Moon. House rolled, and so good politicking there. We saw the continued adventures of Mariella wavering through teenage youth politics with the second daughter of House Ashford, Ashella.
I'm stuck in a Heather's musical.
I mean, not inaccurate. Let's just hope you don't find a JD.
Sad dad.
Yeah. We did. That's true. We did.
We met a sad dad.
We did. We met Gerg, a Northman here representing House Stark in the in the felicitations given to their oldest friend, Robert Baratheon, at the birth of his first daughter. Talked to our lovely Clarissa Asterwood after noticing her fantastic Shadowcot stole. And then, of course, Henrik trying to navigate some politics on his own as attempting to get away from the Lady Shreve, from attempting to wed him to her daughter, who every time we see her, just poor Arnett, poor Arnett. And of course, we were finally introduced to the future heir of House Asterwood, the home house's banner house, Claude. Claude, of course, being Clarissa's eldest cousin, the son of her uncle, who is the heir to her quite elderly father. But seeing as his brother is merely a year younger than him, it seems like Claude is widely considered the true heir. We met him to talk to Mariella, saved her from the clutches of Ashella temporarily, and the possible discussion of a maidenhood at Highgarden. Exciting. Ooh. Though Clarissa seemed less than thrilled. No one knows why, though.
Oh, no.
It's by all accounts, everyone loves Claude. Claude's the best.
Bailey's just that good.
And then, of course, Nymora basically spending most of the party just trailing Muriella around, giving up nods to the other security in the room. They all shared leftover drinks, forgotten drinks,
Pocket ham.
packet ham,
Mm-hmm.
other things, as the rest of the security also similarly commiserated to stalking the reach of like youth around the party. We met some possible opponents. Spoke briefly with Orton Lugas and the other Lugasites that we saw at the party, and spotted, of course, for the first time, the king, sovereign of the Seven Nations, Robert Baratheon, and his lovely wife, Cersei Lannister.
And their son.
Oh, of course, and little baby Prince Joffrey. He's merely a lad of 7. So
Absolutely
precocious.
nothing could go wrong there.
Oh no, he's such
so
a darling
smart.
lad.
Yes, absolutely.
Wait,
Well,
hasn't he
widely hailed as precocious.
Isn't he already at this point like in that thing where like he cut open a cat to see if it had kittens or something like
We
that?
don't know that.
No,
We don't
he's
know- we
just-
don't-
he's
we
the
don't know that.
sweetest boy.
Of course.
But
right,
because Tommen's not around yet.
didn't know this, yeah.
Yeah, no. Tommen isn't even born yet.
Oh.
Marcella is just a wee bob.
A baby.
She's like a week old or something. Month old.
She's about a little, nearly 2 months old, essentially.
She gonna get presented to people or to us at some point, like to the kingdom or whatever, or are they just like
We
it's
present
just
ourselves to
celebration?
her. You kidding me?
Oh, fair, good point.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really sure. Generally, probably not. It's just like, I have a daughter. Like, where is
Party!
she? Like, in the fucking tower. Where she belongs.
In the nursery, being waited on by wet nurses, and
So
she
many
will not
wet
see
nurses.
the light of day until she is at least 5 years old.
Exactly. Like any proper civilized parent.
Of course,
Mhm.
yeah.
But then the feast got underway and we saw a smorgasbord, an absolute high-class frill of quail eggs and roast boar and stuffed root vegetables and cheeses and alcohol with several courses, each course having a new type of alcohol presented to the group, from lager to wine to spirits of very foreign and interesting and exotic make. Truly a royal banquet. And it is during this banquet is where we pick the story up. Last time, the last thing we really saw was the queen bee of Reach youth politic, young Ashilla Ashford, second born to our good Lord Ashford, approaching Mariella at the feast, seemingly having a plan in her eyes.
One conversation. Do I have enough for just one? Very brief.
You have 10 seconds.
Awesome. I really want to catch Clarissa's attention.
Yeah, you can be like, Clarissa.
And that's what that can
She's
call.
always here. Yeah.
Well, no, like she could be involved with a conversation or something. I don't have a lot of time. I believe Ashella has a plan for Aranet Shreve, which might involve her forcing me to do something that could put our position with the Ashfords in danger. Could you?
Mariella!
And I just like look at her. It's like, please go find her.
Yeah, I'll
Yes,
get up,
Ashella.
and I'll excuse myself, and I will go and try to find Aranet Shreve.
Absolutely. So we'll stay with Mariella for a moment. And Ashella is just like, Mariella, and just sits down on the bench directly next to you, facing the opposite way.
I proceed to make room to further accommodate her with her dress and everything.
She assumes you would anyway.
Yes.
And she goes, Mariella, I have a wonderful opportunity. you're going to thank me. It's going to be, well, worthy of song, I'll say. So, your brother.
I proceed to look at Henrik, who's just across the table.
Yeah, Henrik, if you strained, you could easily hear this conversation, but she's for sure talking like you're not there.
Okay.
Your brother, he's quite handsome. Now, of course, no, you wouldn't say so, but he is. And I heard recently that Aaron met your brother at a wedding, something your cousins, I believe.
Yes, the Hart Manning wedding.
Yes, of course, them, but. And I heard they talked for a brief moment, and it definitely seems Aranette is a bit smitten with him. How do you feel about that?
I proceed to look at Henrik, and it's like, look what you did. Look, it's like, what did you do?
Henrik's just eating a meat pie right now, not paying any attention to anything going on. It's party, yeah.
How do you feel about that, Mariella?
Well, it could have
Because
been...
if he was my brother, I would not feel right. I mean, a girl like that looking after a boy like Henrik, I mean, he's a Weirlight, isn't he? And she's the daughter of a landed knight. It's just not done, and it's improper. So I thought of a way to help you. No need to thank me. I'm just thinking about your best interest, and she pats your hand. This is how we can solve this entire issue. What I need you to do is talk to your brother. You need to get him to talk to this poor, sad girl, and just bring her to the Red Keep balcony overlooking the Blackwater Bay, and that's it. And don't worry, I'll take care of the rest.
Would I know what that location? Would I know where that location is?
You've never been in Kingslanding, no?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but as you know, this is my first time in King's Landing. I'm not quite familiar.
Oh, of course, I absolutely forgot. I hope you will forgive me. I just assumed. No, of course. So, what you want to do is go to the gardens. And the gardens, it's quite easy to find. And she just basically gives you, like, really quick directions. And that's how you go there. It's quite a normal lover spot. I'm sure Aranat will be agog. And absolutely go there. That's all you need to do. Tell him to do that. I mean, you can control your brother, right?
During this whole exchange, I would like to roll status reputation to see if I can get somebody's attention.
Whose attention?
An adult.
Any adult. Hold on. So the deal is that I can roll it to garner more like attention than like my status would normally otherwise warrant. So ideally, it's like I would love for it to be like either like a Tyrell or like maybe one of the Westerland boys, or you can surprise me with somebody that would be like above our stations.
Okay, so you want to attract the attention of someone.
Yes, I would love to attract.
Pause.
Yes.
Okay, so that's going to be a TN 18.
Oh, lovely. I don't know if I will manage this, but it's worth a try.
You could do it.
Okay, so status, reputation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes!
21. There you go.
I attract the king.
I don't think I'm that good.
It is a single degree of success. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Who? So she goes, you think you can do that? And then suddenly you hear Lady Mariella. And you turn, and Garland's standing there.
Yes!
I just heard noises from Serena. Ashella immediately is like her eyes are open and staring at he's looking down at you. He goes, Lady Mariella, I didn't know you'd be attending.
Yes, it's wonderful to see you. It's been quite a while.
Like, do you two know each other? As Ashella kind of perks up, and Garland turns and like seems to notice Ashella, and goes, "Oh,
I kind of like, if Ashella's not super looking at me, I kind of go, it's
Yeah.
like, please. It's like
she seems to be sort of ignorant of the danger that is Ashella.
yeah.
Poor man.
We did. We met briefly at a to-do a few months back, and she showed me the walls of her keep. They're quite sturdy. And Ashella goes,
Compliment is that?
Oh, the double entendres. Oh, the double entendres.
and goes, oh. Well, all right then. And then she turns and looks at you and just like kind of whispers like,
I couldn't hear that. What was that?
good work, she said. Very quiet. She goes, well, I must be off. I have a thing to plan. But of course, no, you two talk. And she just like stands up and like glides away, but stares at you like.
Proceed to turn to Garland.
He bows.
It's good to see you again. I'm
good to see you
assuming
as
you're
well.
competing.
No, I'm not.
You're not participating in the joust, or
No, I'm not. I was going to, but something has called me away from the field, unfortunately. So I shall not be competing. Apologies. I wish to, but he seems like he's trying to come up with a reason.
Yeah,
but like
there's always another.
that is true. I doubt in this glorious time of peace there shall be no end of tournaments, I'm very sure.
It's quite probable. I'm not sure how many here within the capital, at least I'll be able to attend, but I'm sure that in the Reach we will also have our own.
Oh, yes, I should be able to attend those quite well. But it's good to see you. I heard a lot has happened since last time we spoke.
Yes. Many things seem to be occurring of late. I believe we might be put into a position similar to what originally might have sent you by way of our home recently. I'm not quite sure what your father might have shared.
No, I wasn't aware of that. I merely spoke about your uncle.
My uncle?
Yes, Arthur Manning.
Oh, yes.
I heard he passed.
Yes, that too. It's just been one thing on top of another. Most recently, it looks like somebody is trying to stir the pot between us and the Dannetts, which we're trying to.
He looks as if this is the first time he's heard of.
Yeah, and it's like we've found proof that someone might be trying to do this outside of ourselves and trying to resolve it, and I kind of like look over to Adam, who I believe is still like almost like foaming at the mouth. But
seething, I believe,
yeah.
would be the appropriate
Yeah,
term.
and it's like, but I don't believe we will have the luxury of time. And like just continuing to like look at Adam so then like he could follow my gaze.
He kind of looks and goes, this is the first I've heard of it. Well, I know of the honor of your house, and I know of your father, and my father knows of him, and I'm sure this will be resolved.
That is our hope.
Has anything been spoken about you personally? He seems like he's just
Not...
like suddenly got like real alert.
I'm not
said
sure.
Something about you personally.
I'm not sure. I have not heard all of what Adam has decided that we have done without seeking proof or confirmation. So
Adam, the Dannett son.
Indeed, he is here.
But he has not said anything to you.
I have not had direct word with him. We've tried not to incite any possible altercations.
Of course not. I've only known your family to be filled with tact. Yes, of course. He suddenly seems like real, like, alert now. Well, if someone dares insult your personal honor, know that I would defend it. And he's like holding like the knife on his side, like it's a sword, like, you know, like the handle, and he's just like, he seems like he's just like a good night boy who wants to do something, but no, he can't right now. So he's just like,
your words give me much comfort. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm glad. He kind of looks up over at someone and looks down. Well, I do hope nothing more comes of this, but if it does, I know your family is strong.
If for some reason you do hear what people are saying, could you possibly help?
Of course.
Thank you.
Of course. And he just like is standing there awkwardly now.
I'm assuming you probably have people of probably more important houses than my own to interact with while here.
He goes, perhaps, but I just felt compelled to speak to you. But you are, yes, I believe, well, partially correct. There are people I must speak to, but I do not weigh their importance more than yours. Kind of looks over in the same direction again. He goes,
I kind of like follow where that is because he's done it twice now.
You must
I must do an awareness.
You must.
I must. Awareness. A 17.
Oh yeah, he
Nice.
looked at Walton.
Okay. Sorry. sorry.
And then he
I
bows
I
to
kind
you.
of like let myself like have like a slightly confused look kind of going on right now.
Mhm. And he bows and like he walks with like efficiency. So he bows and walks off. But he does like spare a glance back at you.
If you're not turning away, I immediately like look at my brother with enough like probably force where he feels I am looking at him.
As I'm digging into my meat pie, I feel some burning in the back of my skull.
You feel heat on your forehead.
Yeah, it's worse than the usual twin love thing we have. It's like, I'll turn to my sister. Yeah.
Well, you just look up. Actually, she's directly across.
I'm
from you.
directly across from you.
Oh, look up.
You see your sister.
I was able to not give her an answer.
She talking to me like, are we like right across the table from
You're
each
Yeah.
right across the table from each other.
Yeah.
I had this image that we were across the
No.
room. Like, I can't.
No.
You
It's
are across
not-
the table.
Table.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Continue on.
I was able to not give her an official answer, but she will probably want something. I have hopefully given Clarissa time to find Aranet and warn
About.
her about Ashella.
Oh no.
She caught you talking with her before.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone did. Did you hear her mother following us the entire time?
The pitch of Lady Shreve's voice is hard to miss.
Exactly.
At
And
that moment, you hear in the distance.
Right on cue. Yeah.
I don't want anything happening to Aranet. So I am praying
Nor do I.
that maybe she can either make herself scarce or find an excuse to leave so then we can say we were not able to find her. But what
Did she tell you what her plan was? So like,
she
at least we
only
cannot
told
do
me
that?
to convince you to take Aranet to this location, and I proceed to like state where it is and roughly how to get there, kind of a thing. I don't know if that location means anything or what.
I don't know. I don't know where that is.
Would any would Walton or somebody know what that could possibly infer, or what could happen?
I know. Have Walton and like Layden and the other boys have probably been to King's Landing before. Would I know that?
You don't know.
I'm not sure. I could try to ask around.
You know Walton's been to a ton of tournaments, so
Sure. Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, I could ask.
Um,
Even if that's the case,
if possible,
couldn't I just tell her not to go there? Couldn't we just?
Ashella is going to want something, and our standing with the Ashfords right now is unfortunately important.
Then what could we do so that Ashella could
Hopefully-
be sated?
Hopefully, if Clarissa can find her and warn her, we've maybe given her something. But I don't know what Ashella will do.
Not
If
taking
anything,
her to
we
that place
might
to be ridiculed for one thing, but I'll just try. You know, if I don't see her, I think that would be the best thing. Because then, if she's not around me, then I can very well ask her to dance or go somewhere with me.
She wants me to convince you. Maybe if we were able to buy some time, either you introducing me or finding a way to introduce me to Scarlet Primaris. She's brought a number of horses here with the equestrian, so that might be able to
Right.
help buy up time.
And his sister, yeah. His sister. Yeah, I could do that.
And if
I know
anything,
I'll
that
find them, but yeah.
that might help buy you time to talk to Walton or Layden or any of the other gentlemen you came in with.
Yeah, I did want to talk to him again, so.
Although Mariella did seem to have some sort of reaction to at least one of the gentlemen.
You're very
You're
young.
Mariella.
Excuse me, Ashella.
Yeah.
No words, names. I've had alcohol
You're in the
tonight.
third person
Hi.
now.
I've had alcohol tonight. Hi.
Transcendent, yeah. I
Tony
know.
proceeds
There's a
to
lot of
take a drink.
There's a lot of A names.
A's,
very
nom,
confusing.
nom. Ashella did seem to have an adverse reaction to one of the gentlemen you came back with.
Which one?
It was not Layden. It wasn't Walton. It wasn't.
Oh, gosh, I should
Oh.
have this. My notes. Jesus.
One
Hold
of
on,
them
hold on,
other
hold on.
two.
Hold on. No.
I have notes. Hold up.
Yeah. I'm trying to find my list of names. It wasn't the heir of
There's
Brax.
Bruce
It was one of the
and-
other two.
Okay. I got
Um,
Bruce Danforth and Titus.
for
Brax.
for
Oh,
for
and
your
Sebastian.
reference, it's Bruce or
Sebastian.
Sebastian.
Thank you. Okay. Sebastian?
It's Bruce or Sebastian. I am just
Oh, those-
naming off the people it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was not Titus Layden or
Walton.
Walton, yeah.
It was one of those two.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll probably be with them again tonight. Ask them.
I don't know if
See
they'll
what kind of
possibly
connection.
be around when you're conversing with the others, but
No, I don't.
it
I
might
don't
be
imagine
able
so,
to
but
help
maybe.
buy time
I've been
and
in a group, so.
maybe see if we can distract Ashella with the gentleman that so
That'd be a good
disrupted
idea,
her.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Hopefully they'll be in the same place. If not, I'm sure I can find them.
We're going to briefly move away from you two to Clarissa. Clarissa, you have taken the heed of the daughter of the house,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to Aranet Shreve.
Yes, I'm going to try and find her.
Yeah, you find her. She's at you find her fairly easily. You can see where she is.
I'm gonna take like the long way round. I'm not just gonna
Sure.
stand up and go right to her. I'm gonna kind of meander.
Yeah, she's flanked currently by three breach girls.
Oh,
And they're all talking. Aranet actually is smiling a little bit. Looks like she's having a good time.
Mm.
I just see silent mouthing from people.
do I know the Reach Girls? Do I know their families?
Yeah, you know them.
I do.
They're Ashella's creatures.
Great, good.
Or cronies.
Okay, I'm just going to walk up and good afternoon, ladies. I hope you're enjoying the feast. I was hoping to have a word with Lady Shreve very quickly, if that's all right with you.
All the girls snap up and look at you simultaneously. It is slightly unnerving, and they look you up and down very much the way that lizard lions look at their prey. Just these sort of cold, unfeeling eyes. And go, they all look at each other. It goes, "Who are you? Yeah, who are you? Aranet, do you know this woman?" And Aranet kind of looks at you confused and shakes her head, and she goes, "No, I don't know her. What do you know my family?" She looks at you. She's not the three girls look suspicious and staring at you. Aranet just like looks confused. She's just like,
Yeah, indeed I do. Lady Astwood, it's very nice to meet you. Your mother sent me your way. And I'll reach towards
Yeah,
her.
she'll go to raise your hand, and you can kind of grasp it. And they go, Asterwood, Asterwood, Asterwood. And he goes, oh, yes, I've heard of Asterwood, the wood. Yes, they're in the south, aren't they? Oh, I believe they are. Like, is that the one that's so poor they can't pay their own men to keep order? He goes, no, it can't be. Look how look how well kept her hair and face are. Like, yes, that is true. Like no, it can't be. No, it must be a different Astwood. And they just smile at you. Aaronette seems like kind of unperturbed, or like maybe didn't even really hear them, but she's just still looking at you. And goes, what do you have need of me for?
I am, as a matter of fact, a steward for the Weirlights.
Her eyebrows go up. The other three girls' eyebrows go down. But then look at each other and go, oh. And they kind of look at each other and look at Aranette. They go, the Weirlights? Aranette, why is the steward of the Weirlights looking to talk to you? And one of the girls, naughty girl. And Aranette's face turns 3 different shades simultaneously, just like, and I goes, and it just starts like, then it just like starts hyperventilating.
Yeah. So as soon as she starts to like freak out, Clary's gonna step into the group of girls and like grab her arm and pull her away and be like, this will only take a few minutes, no worries. And she'll pull her off.
Okay, if you want to just like force your shit in,
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a status test.
Oh.
For you to just
Okay.
muscle your way past these girls. It's gonna be a minimum TN 12.
TN 12. Okay. Ugh. I hate teenage girls.
13!
Yes.
Just enough. Yeah, so Aranette comes up with you and pulls away.
They're so surprised.
And they all 3 go, don't be too long, simultaneously.
Apologies, darling. I just needed a moment alone with you. Oh, please don't.
I didn't.
Nothing is the matter. Nothing is the matter. Mariella sent me.
She looks even more confused, but it's maybe starting to calm down, but she's still not able to talk.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep pulling her off to the side where I can speak to her without others overhearing.
Okay.
My lady actually sent me as a precaution. She fears that you might be in over your head. She, if I'm being honest, I am not incredibly sure what's going on. I merely do what my lady asks of me.
She looks really confused. Like, what do you mean?
It's something to do with the Shella. It seems they might be.
Her eyes go
something
really
cruel.
wide. like what?
I am unaware. I was merely sent to.
She looks down and goes, "Well, you need not worry about me. I'm used to such things. It's just a way of people and things."
It shouldn't be though. And if I can help, at least
Well, it
a little
is. Sorry, that was I'm. And she's just looking down the whole time, not meeting your face.
That's very all right. Please do not worry. I am aware of the cruelty of these people. The jab at my family's finances was nothing new, I assure you.
She nods. He goes, "Well, I don't. What should I do?"
If you're asking for advice from the Weirlight steward, I would tell you to avoid the twins for the night, just to ensure that we don't get caught in the crossfire. However, if I am speaking to you as Lady Asterwood, I would say to avoid Ashella and her friends as well.
Well, who are Shella's friends?
Everyone.
So I should leave the party.
You don't have to.
You're telling me to leave the party, and she's just like nodding. Right, of course. I'm sorry. I overstepped. I'm sorry.
Overstepped? No, not at all.
She looks so confused and kind of scared and tired, and like, what? I don't understand.
Henrik and Mariella wish to keep you safe and to keep you happy because you are their friend.
Her face goes a shade of purple, like just like.
I would like to assist in that. If you'd like, I can stay alongside you for the evening. We can be friends
But
for the duration.
I and she just starts like hyperventilating.
Yeah, she kind of grabs her shoulders and she says, I have people here that I am trying to avoid as well. It would be helpful if you could assist me in that as well.
All right, why don't you make me a roll?
Roll to comfort an upset teenage girl.
I would say persuasion, convince, as well, maybe charm, but you're not being especially charming.
No.
You're more just giving her facts.
Rarely charming. Okay.
I disagree.
Oh, thanks, Heather.
10. Yeah, TN9. Just barely, but yeah. She goes, all right. She doesn't seem excited about it,
Sure.
but she is intimidated enough to not leave you.
Perfect. Yeah. And I will
Alright.
kind of walk her out and I'll go make rounds with people, introducing them to her and,
Sure. Okay. Yeah, you sort of have Aranette on leash.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. Henrik. What is there something
Yes.
you would like to do?
Yeah, sure. I mean, no, I yes, sure. Okay. Like to, so much. I get so nervous when you do this shit. Okay. I think I would like to go see if I could find, Layden, or Walton. I don't know if
Yeah.
they're together or apart. Yeah.
Okay. Please make an awareness test.
Okay. That's fitting. That feels right.
Unfortunately,
There's a
you
meat
look
pie in
over-
front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That feels right.
Henrik, you've had a bit to drink, and
Yes.
at least
Milk and
3
coffee,
glasses.
and it's just a weird mix. So
Yeah, you had milk with a poppy earlier today, so you're just like, you're a bit crossfading at the moment.
that is great.
You look around and you're not sure if you see them. You're looking all up and down the Westerlands table, and you just kind of end up staring at a lot of people. Like fully turn around, like you're really focused on finding somebody, and you end up staring at this one person, and you're just kind of really staring at them, and they kind of look up and stare back at you. And you're like, "Who is that?"
My,
Sad as
and they
breeding.
sort of
I like-
right themselves, and like kind of look at you and kind of say something to the person in front of them, and that person looks up and turns fully around, and that person looks kind of familiar to you. But you're not super sure who they are. It's an older man.
Okay.
Thin hair, blonde. That's blonde. He's got a blonde beard. He's got a red outfit on and a gold design on his left breast, but you're not really sure what it is. You're a little out of it. And you kind of start staring at him. And he stares back. He goes,
Oh Lord. Sorry, I can't hear you right now.
no, he hasn't spoken yet.
Oh, I'm just staring.
Yeah, he's just staring.
You
and
also
he's
went all,
staring.
you also unfortunately went all pixelated on me, so I'm like
Oh,
I can't
no.
see and
No.
or hear you.
I
No. I'm
So
imagining
is
though.
Henrik still at the table? Just for
He's still at the table, just fully turned around.
I've done that thing where like you kind of get up and walk
you're kinda
around
looking
the
up.
table, but not.
Yeah, you're kind of like standing at this point, kind of looking down. But you're just right at the table. And the man goes, "Boy, does a raven have your tongue."
If I see or hear this, could I do status reading to figure out who the fuck this is?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Could I also do this if I?
It's TN3.
Awesome.
Do I have enough energy to do this, or like?
Yeah, you could make a test right now.
Sure. Status.
Yeah, Mariella, it's Tywin Lannister.
Oh,
bitch!
fucker. I proceed to say, Lord Lannister, and like do a curtsy, like loud enough for my brother to hear.
Oh my god.
And
Oh.
you quickly realize you've been staring at the lion.
Oh.
And the person you were staring at was his brother.
Oh. Great.
Nymora, you're right next to Henrik. You suddenly hear that and turn, and you realize apparently Henrik has done Lannister.
Shit.
I oh gosh. I do like a quick slight bow. It's like, geez, I'm sorry to interrupt.
You drunk boy.
I would like to very obviously take the cup away, like move the cup away from.
Is this how the noble future of the Reach act?
No,
You were right
sorry.
next to him, I believe, Vivian. If you,
I will say, Vivian, you are engrossed in a conversation. Louder voice, and you turn, and you realize Tywin Lannister talking down to somebody, and you're like, "Ooh, who is it?" And it's your son.
Well, I can't save him because that would prove him right, so I'll watch.
Okay.
See how it goes.
He goes, "Can you speak, boy?"
Yes, sir, but I'm afraid you were correct in your first assumption. I'm a bit of a loss for words. Forgive me, and I'll leave you alone.
And what exactly
Again,
will you do to earn its forgiveness? What is it that you've done besides stare at me agog like a mute maid?
Oh,
Well, speak up, lad.
So man, mine is Aaron's worst fear.
None of us can save you. None of us can save you, dude. He's gonna murder me. He'll just straight up kill me. I don't want anything to. I mean, jack shit to this man.
Oh god, I can't, fuck, Aaron can't think right now, shit. Could I, that's so weird. So I just know that my sister and Nymora are around me, right?
They're near you, yeah.
That's about who I got. Oh shit. Immediate first reaction is to run, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Just is there a bush I can just throw myself into right now? Just like a pit of fire at this point. I'm so
I'd like to
so
disengage and
done.
hide.
Yeah, please.
Can. Oh god, fuck.
I do like. Oh god, is there like whatever the equivalent? There's no like insight check here or something. Like, would I know enough about like Tywin Lannister knows like?
You know he's the scariest motherfucker in the
I
Seven
know
Kingdoms.
that. Yeah. I'm trying to think of like if I could get a read on this person, like laugh, so I can't make him smile at this. I can't tell a joke. That would be a terrible idea.
I would say you would know base enough with teen. Trying to make Tywin Lannister laugh is a really good way to die.
I'm well aware. Well aware.
I mean, you got a 13 to know who he is. Being
Yeah.
demure to him would make him forget you. If you could try and say something smart.
Ooh, I could try that.
I want to ask if my 22 means I would know something.
You would know gaining the attention of Tywin Lannister
Is a problem.
real bad.
Yeah.
That's not. No.
Vivian knows that. That's why Vivian's like,
Yep.
well, boy, I hope I've trained you enough.
She also served for his daughter as a handmaiden, so she knows.
I would die if
She know.
I would die if I was in Cersei's presence either. Any of them, really.
So, what you want, if you're not sure what to say, you could roll a persuasion charm test if you want to say something like witty or clever.
I would like to do that because unfortunately he is Eric. Does not have anything to say.
Well, that result could maybe inform you of what level of something to say.
I will try that. You?
Okay. I'm not giving you a TN. We'll just see how well you do.
You have
Just-
destiny dice if you need them.
Well aware. I think I might want to.
13.
Let's see. Wow, that's actually not terrible, but you use destiny. That
You
laugh makes me think I do.
No, I just saw Clarissa's. But yeah, if you want to, go ahead.
Yeah, sure, fuck it. Go.
Cool. All right. So, what do you say? I will say, with a TN of 15, you say something that makes him not hate you.
Okay. 'Cause I'm like, it's useless for me if I ever want to promise not to drink alcohol again. That's dumb. I don't think anyone wants to hear that. But
Are we allowed to make out of character suggestions?
You are.
do. I'm nothing.
Aaron, Tywin's his greatest achievements have all been military achievements.
Aware, yeah.
So probably saying something along the lines of saying it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I couldn't. I'm so impressed with just the storming of the Red Keep and just your whole just saying something about his military achievements is probably.
I could do a bit of flat. I could try a bit of flattery, even though I know.
I will say with the. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Vivian.
I was gonna say he also is really big on family, and he just had a granddaughter. That might be a little too what I would. That might be too little what I would say. So that's probably not a good idea. Actually, I take that back now.
You also know, honestly, doing a even just showing respect and making the tiniest jab might also help. Something along the line. I'll help you out here because you rolled really good. I'll say maybe something along the lines of just I couldn't believe that the the man who single-handedly masterminded the storming of the Red Keep cuts his meat in that way. Something along those lines honestly could do pretty good.
Cool. Okay.
Just take it and run.
Take it, yeah. All right, 1 second. Sorry, guys.
Go for it. You're good. It's Tywin Lannister, I understand.
I gotta deal with the person who came into my room. They're coming between me and Tywin. Oh man. Da, da, da. Clarissa having Aaronette as her social shields while she goes around the room.
All right.
Just take what he said.
Yeah, I think I would, because Henrik's definitely someone that follows that knightly, more militaristic point of view of life. He would probably say something that's more in lines of rating himself and knowing that he fucked up. And I was like, no, I admit that. I like, something like I can only hope to be as like good as you and hope that my mistakes like help me learn instead of, figures my life for the worst or something like that.
Yeah, couldn't believe that I was this close to man who, and then you like name off achievements of his.
Pretty much.
Okay, yeah. He goes, I think it's an all right save of fate. Accept it. What's your name, boy? Boy, what's your name?
Henrik Weirlight, sir.
Weirlight. You killed some Iron Men recently, didn't you?
I did.
At the Dulvers.
Thank you. I was gonna say Bitter Hall, but that's a different place. Deepenhall, right?
Deepenhall.
Deepenhall, yes.
You go, Good. Doing that, and maybe one day your martial achievements will outrun your tongue. And then, but gives you like and then we'll just turn around.
Cool. Also, turn around. Can GTFO. Because I can.
Yeah, you sit down covered in sweat. Just
like, oh my god.
I have moved every cup away from him.
Yeah, Vivian, he did it.
I'm alive. Thank you guys so much, by the way. I just froze. I couldn't do it.
All right. Would you like to try to continue looking for your...
After like Henrik catches his breath for a minute, just like, what was that?
You sobered up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Ate another meat pie. I was like, okay, it's okay. Just chug some water. All right.
Make it. Oh, there's no water, but make it aware.
Right. Do this.
No, there's no drink that isn't alcoholic. It's
fair.
medieval times.
What the water is poison, Henrik.
Oh yeah, water has parasites living in it.
Water is dirty.
You will die if you drink water.
Only
That's
peasants drink
worse.
water.
You have destiny dice. You can roll again.
I'm gonna use another destiny. I'm gonna use another.
God.
I stare at Tywin Lannister again for another solid 5 minutes.
Don't.
Oh my god, his beard is so coiffed.
Does he use pomade?
His eyes so colorless. How does he do that?
Whoa. Okay, here we go.
Mhm.
There you
Fine.
go.
There
There
we
you
go.
go.
Oh god.
Yeah, you turn around and you do at the other spot, Layden, where you were in the same garb you left him, and it seems like he's sitting with his family. Yeah,
Okay.
seeing as a lot of them are wearing purple, but
Right. I see his sister with him.
well, you see the back of the head of what possibly could be a young woman with.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'll go up to him. Oh gosh, I don't know the protocol. I don't know the protocol for like interrupting conversation. I think I could just ask him. Yeah, and if
He's not currently talking to anybody. He's just
okay. Cool.
So you go up to him. What do you say?
Yeah, I was like, Layden, I hope this isn't a bad time, but
Turns around and goes, "Oh, Henrik, good to see you. Thought you got
too.
lost." You
I
then
didn't
hear
know.
across the way a very deep voice go, like, "You think you can just approach this table, talk to my son, and not announce yourself?" And you look up and you see a very tall, broad-shouldered man with incredibly short-cut hair and one of the most finely cut beards you've ever seen in your life. He has hard, cold blue eyes, and he's staring like directly at you. His face a complete mask. Everyone kind of around him like freezes and like kind of looks up. And you see Layden go like
yeah,
like look a bit annoyed.
he's like, this is normal. Okay, seeing that gives me a little bit of calm. I'll do some things like, Lord, but I knew your son. I thought if I would I wanted to introduce myself, and I thought since I was appointed with you here that you'd give me a formal introduction. That way, it wasn't just exactly what I appeared to you right now, a random stranger.
Who are
at the
you
table.
to assume my son, the future head of my home, would be bidden to introduce you to me? And Layden is just kind of looking a little, my son, whose accomplishments outrank so many of his age, and so great. Who are you, boy? And he goes, Henrik Weirlight. Is just what Layden says. Henrik Weirlight goes, oh, Weirlight!
Mhm.
Yes, from the Reach, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Do you know who I am, boy?
You know who he is, right?
Yeah, you know that. Well, if it's his dad, then it's Benedict Primaris.
Indeed, I do, sir. Yes. Apologize for not introducing myself to you first. My mistake.
Do you know my names? If you do, say it.
Or Lord Benedict Primaris, he has a title or something I should know. Does he have a? Can I roll for a status check to know what a title for is?
Yes. Status breeding.
That.
Yeah, so you know he is Lord Benedict Primaris, High Commander of High and hero of the Battle of the Trident.
High Commander of what? You cut out.
Commander of High Ground.
Oh.
Which is the name of his castle.
Shit.
And hero of the Battle of the Trident. Which you know is the battle that Prince Rhaegar was killed in.
Yeah, shit. Know who you are. You are Lord Primaris, oh gosh, my tongue can't talk. I repeat pretty much everything that was just said. God damn it. Yeah.
Did you say hero of the Trident? Hero of the Battle of the Trident?
Of course. Henrik immediately knows. Yeah, of course he does. Yeah. The
So
Trident.
I want to hear you say it, yeah.
And hero of the Trident, I know that the war against Prince Rhaegar would have been.
You see that? You see that? Even this Reachman knows of my accomplishments. And you see his whole family go just look immediately embarrassed and yes, dear, and pats his arm. And you see this gorgeous woman, skin like pale marble, eyes of almost like a lime green, and hair flowing down as if made of spider silk, pure black. She looks at you and smiles, and she is a threatening sort of beauty, a beauty that is intimidating. And she smiles at you and goes, Lord Henrik, we do know who you are, don't we, Benedict? Goes, yes, the Tedric Weirlight, I've heard. Goes, please, feel free to speak. And she smiles.
That's very kind of you, my lady. Thank you.
She nods.
I know who she is.
Yeah, you know who she is. Yeah, Delilah.
Ooh, okay.
Delilah Primaris, the Lady of the Web. It says she knows more about what's going on in the Western than even most Lannisters. And while Benedict is incredibly well respected, he's regarded as Tywin Lannister's hand. The one who is feared is his wife.
Nice. Okay.
And Layden goes, kind of like stands up and goes, yes, Henrik. And like has a face like,
Right,
That's all.
yeah, yeah. I like make some excuse for us to like kind of leave the table a little bit, or is that like not?
sure, yeah. No, yeah. He'll like throw it down and goes, one moment. He goes, of course, son, of course, anything. Go about your business. And you see a young man sat actually right next to Peter. He's actually right next to Layden. He's actually looks like around your age. He has kind of tanner skin and really curly black hair. Looks not really much even like Layden. And goes, oh, father, does that mean I could... Shut up, Peter! Eat your food.
Oh,
Oh,
this the
And he
second son.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, now, as I was saying, Layden, please, go to your room. So Layden, like, kind of glares a bit at his dad and walks off with, I am so sorry about that. What can I help you with, Henrik?
it's honestly all right. It went much better than my previous conversation that I just had. So, it's alrighty. I have a bit of favor to ask. Really, kind of two, honestly.
A favor? Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
More of a request, but all right. I saw your family, but I didn't have the pleasure of being introduced to your sister.
One of his eyebrows goes very up.
It's not. Hold up. Yeah.
His face looks very fox-like, just like...
Mhm.
Mm.
Right. See, my sister is very keen on meeting her. I think they have a similar interest in horseplay.
Horses.
And I think they,
And he nods. Yes. Well, I can introduce you if you'd like. Scarlet, I'm sure, is dying to get away from the table.
would be.
Come with me. And he just like
Oh,
walks
okay.
past you.
Oh, okay.
And he kind of goes around the table to the side.
Yeah. While we're doing this, I'm like trying to like make eye contact with Marielle, being like, "Hey, I think I got it." And like,
I'm sure you've been watching Henrik the whole time.
a hawk. Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like he's gotten himself out of trouble a couple times.
Yep.
That's so poorly.
The best I could do was like lay out. It was Tywin. That's all I could do.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
looks like he's going over to maybe possibly to do what you ask. And so you go to the other side and sister, dear. And he goes, I would like to introduce you to a friend of mine, Henrik Weirlight. And she sits up and turns to look at you. Henrik. You sweet, beautiful boy, you. I am going to need you to make a willpower check.
Okay.
is she that fucking pretty?
I never get to make those, you know. Okay, I do have. Oh, okay. I don't know if any of them.
Dedication or courage will not help you here.
Fuck. Okay. Well, never mind. I'm good. At least she's not naked, like one side. I'm okay. Oh Lord. Fuck. It's just
Wait,
you
not
know. Some days, guys. It's
as she turns to stare at you, your whole presence goes "Bleh," as you see a utterly gorgeous woman. As her mother is this intimidating beauty, she is this. You don't even know if she's real when you first look at her. Her raven locks flow past her face. Her pale skin highlighted by freckles that actually go across, just daintily dust her cheek and nose. She seems to have a perfect mixture of her mother and father's eye in this perfect swirling blue-green. And she smiles, and everything in your heart just kind of goes,
oh, pretty.
as there are many attractive girls, but this girl has this maturity but also this innocence, this mix of every quality that you sort of find attractive just immediately. And then she speaks in a very kind of melodic, sing-songy voice. He goes, Henrik Weirlight, I have heard of you. I would be thrilled to make your acquaintance. And she puts her hand out.
Gotta like blink back for a second. It's like adjust how pretty this girl is. Like, oh yeah, all right. And then quickly like turn on, like get together, bro, and like go back. I'll do the.
She giggles a little bit.
Yeah, and I'll do the polite, hand kiss, like pleasure's all mine, my lady.
She goes, "Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it. Like this, it took me enough time to get into." And she laughs.
You do look ravishing. That color is incredible on you.
I'm glad you think so. I generally go for it, but I thought a new shade might be bold. I'm glad to know someone at least of your taste finds it. What was the word you used? Ravishing?
Fuck. Fuck me. I can't. Oh, God. All right.
We've lost him, lads.
I'm
Man
already
down.
gone. Just. Yeah, maybe
Iris,
I should have died back
It's like Nahora in the whorehouse. There's no coming back from
there.
So how she sat, just for your information,
Yeah,
she's sort of
that
still
was some
facing
pushing. She
forward
looked
in the
like-
bench, but her back is now arched and she's kind of turned forward, sort of accentuating her entire frame.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, nice.
she's doing a thing where she's got the back curve going on.
Oh, 100%.
Drawn. Yeah.
I'm sure, Naimura, you're staring at this, and now you're like, oh no.
Does she tend
I
to
recognize myself.
as pretty and mature as Iris does? I don't remember what I don't think I've ever had to describe her.
I mean, yeah, I mean, Iris is blonde, but
Right.
And
No.
I mean, you don't know if she's taller, but it is a similar but different enough. It's not that I don't think you, as Henrik, would believe that Scarlet is more beautiful than Iris, but it's a different kind of beautiful.
All right. Yeah. And I can appreciate beauty.
Like,
no matter what form it's
Yeah,
in,
like
so.
Iris appeared more to you as, a sort of mature beauty, a beauty that knows the world. Scarlet seems more like a princess to you.
Okay.
So.
Hmm.
Layden's just kind of like standing there like,
Right. Thanks, Landon. Best. I was like, well, thankfully, my sense of taste and style has been helped out quite a bit by my sister, and her and I would actually love to talk to you if we could take up some relationships time.
oh, I'm sure I can be pulled away. Peter, you don't need me for anything, right? And then he just looks up like, why would I need you? Well, great.
Thanks, Peter.
That's a proper sibling relationship, right?
That's a great relationship. I can feel it.
And she's just like, well, great, Peter, thanks. And just like, what the, whatever. And just like,
Does Peter? What's Peter look like?
Peter's a lot tanner than the rest of his family. He's a little less built, a little more squat. His features look a little more wieldy. He kind of has a sloping, kind of like moon-shaped jaw rather than the more square jaw of the rest of his family. He's not particularly attractive, not ugly by any means, but just
looks average.
Kind of average.
He's
The fact that
bookended
his
by
hair is
this
like-
glorious example of estrogen and Layden.
Yeah, exactly. His hair is
He's
much
the third
curlier.
Hemsworth brother.
Yeah, exactly. Handsome on his own standard, but in comparison to the other two, just
Yeah, his hair is much curlier. The tanness of his skin really belays that more forester or a laborer. And he's got his shoulders are much thinner. like he's just not really the more like beautiful that Layden is, nor masculine in any way. He's just sort of like,
It's just a guy.
yeah, he's just kind of guy, kind of skinny, honestly.
Mhm.
And he just kind of goes, whatever. Hey, reach dude, reach man, you guy, you.
Yeah, I turn and look at him. Yeah, it's like, yes,
Are your pies beef or lamb?
lamb.
Why do we got beef? And he just kind of like looks over and just Benedict goes, what are you doing here? And then his wife is like, that's your son. He goes, right, of course.
Oh,
Oh. All right, now
And he's just like,
now I feel sad for the kid.
you know what? I have to piss. And he just like stands up and walks away. And you can tell he's much shorter than Layden. Like he's just like
Oh.
walks away in a huff.
And Layden was already
Uh,
shorter than the other Westerland boys.
He is.
Can we just adopt a bunch of second and third children?
Sure.
And just like
A wayward home.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he just walks away. Mariella, it sounds like your queue is being called over.
Sure, yeah. I will make my way over. I had seen where Walton was before.
You
Do
did.
I still see him where he was?
No, you don't. However, you do spot him pretty quickly. He's standing, and he's leaned over and he's talking to someone from the Westerlands. You're not really sure who it is.
Cool.
But he does have what looks like a 2-year-old brown-haired boy on his shoulders. You don't recognize the child at all, but he's just like talking as if it's completely normal that this shoulder, and this boy is just giggling, and occasionally he then just flip him upside down.
Can I roll to see who the person he's actually talking to is?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Is it Walton that has the boy on his
Yes.
shoulders?
Walton. It's Walton. Yeah.
Okay.
Status
Good with
reading.
kids. Oh, it's just just going up the
19.
chain.
19.
What'd you say?
19.
19?
I got a 19.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, God, you're so good at this.
Status. It's my thing. I gotta know all of them.
Mhm.
It's true. Yeah. You're fairly certain he's talking. Theo Garner. He is the head of House Garner. House Garner is a minor house in the Westerlands.
Okay.
Their symbol is 3 gray owls upon white plates on green. You do know you think you heard something about them having a birth recently. The boy looks 2, 3, so maybe that's the child.
Okay.
But it looks like he's having like a conversation, which is like holding him and then turning him upside down and then just like changing him around. And the boy's just giggling like a lunatic.
It's a monkey on a jungle gym. Yeah.
As if the child's not there.
Okay. So he's like further down on the Westerland table.
He is much further down.
Okay.
Yeah. You do notice. I think you definitely clock that on the other side of the table of that man, there are 3 girls, and they are all. Well, I'm not necessarily drooling, but
there are big heart eyes in there.
Oh yeah, staring at Walton, and one of the girl in the middle is like, and just like trying to make herself a little more noticed.
Nice. I was gonna ask if any of them are Constance or one of our girls, but
yeah, it's like I kind of want to like also maybe it's an awareness like to have like a rough guesstimate of where the hell Constance and maybe Jennifer are, but more specifically Constance. Constance is
perhaps
mine.
later, but at the moment,
yeah, like it can be later.
Walton, but if you want to be introduced to Scarlet,
yeah,
that's happening now.
Scarlet.
Yeah, you come up, and Layden sees Mariella and looks directly at you, Henrik.
Yeah. Layden, may I introduce my sister, Mariella. Mariella, this is Layden from Eris and his lovely sister, Scarlet.
And Layden goes, absolutely charmed, and bows deeply. And he goes, I believe it is a Reach custom to kiss your hand. May I honor it? And he puts his hand out.
I would never tell a lord of house of your standing what to do.
Oh, and he kisses your hand. I very much doubt that. and smiles. And Scarlet will stand. And she actually stands a little taller than you, Mariella.
Yeah. Mariella's like 5'6" ish.
Yeah.
Maybe like a little higher than that, but definitely not breaking 5'7".
Yeah. Scarlet seems to be and she kind of looks at you and goes, I have been curious to meet you. You have a sand steed, don't you?
Indeed, I do.
I believe it is I'm very bad. Nehema.
Yes.
The boy couldn't pronounce it. It's a glorious black. I desperately wished for a black steed. Got a red one, but
still a very fine specimen.
Oh, you've seen him?
Indeed, I saw many of the horses that you have stabled. I was very intrigued by one, the grassland.
And he goes, the fact that you can even spot that was a grassland steed means that at least we can have a conversation. You have no idea how many girls would just say, oh, it's such a pretty horse. And I don't even know what to do. I have very little time for people. That's so fantastic. Yes, my father brought him. My father goes across this narrow sea quite often for business, and apparently he brought him back. He told some tale about slaying someone, but it's hard to tell with my father, quite honestly, sometimes. He likes to say so many tales. And Layden goes, no, that's not fair. Father always backs up his tales. With enough wine in him. And they both kind of laugh. And he goes, so you two are like she kind of stands back and goes, are you twins?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she just kind of stares at both of you for a little bit and goes, wonderful. And Lynn goes, yeah. You're both so lovely.
Wait, Scarlet says that?
Scarlet says that, yeah.
Those are very kind words coming from a lady as pretty as yourself.
I kind of maybe do a slight grin and I look at Layden maybe.
Yeah, Layden will do it goes, yes, well, horses are all very fine and good. And then she goes, oh, brother, please don't pretend as if you don't fawn over your steed. Sometimes I feel like he confides more in that horse than me. And he goes, I do not. I do not. He's just
What breed is yours?
It's a Destria.
I imagine that then you are participating in the joust. I do believe I saw your band.
Oh, you can assure yourself I certainly was in the joust, whether I like it or not. I'm speaking of the joust! As you see Lord Benedict lean back. You know Layden is participating. Phenomenal jouster, Layden. Won several tournaments. And we told you, probably not. Humble to a fault. And then suddenly, you see a hand come across his face and turn him towards it, and it's his wife. And she looks over and winks at her daughter, and Scarlet nods and goes, they say that there are some lovely spots near the garden. Perhaps we 4 siblings should all go there.
Does that by way, like, towards where, like, Walton is?
It would go past him, yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
Do
I'm
it.
down. we do like a twin
I will totally, like, try and, like, catch his eye and, like,
Great.
smile.
Charlotte
And,
will
like-
literally walk in between both of you and wrap her arms
Yes.
around either of you.
Cool.
Alright, let's go.
Awesome.
Well, I'll take her and let's go.
But yeah, it's like if I could catch like Walton's eye and kind of like smile
Okay.
as like we go.
Why don't you roll a charm? Why don't you roll a charm test to see if you can draw his eye?
Awesome.
Got this.
I have destiny points in my pocket if I need.
Oh.
Plus, I have charm and attractive, which will help me. Hold on.
Woo!
No
Very good.
ones, so it's a 20.
Absolutely, yeah. You yourself, and you maybe make a little bit of a laugh, and he looks up and sees all of you moving out, and he kind of eyes you, and
I kind of
Smile.
like maybe do like a head gesture, like as like I smile to him, like kind of like towards where we're walking.
yeah, he looks and like takes the child and places him on a plate in the center of the table.
Each of this child.
Love him.
And he
Oh, shit.
he kind of veers off, and the 3 girls look at him like,
Oh god.
and then Henrik, you immediately feel violently grabbed and spun in a circle, and it's Walton.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's like, where are we retreating off to?
Oh well. From Harrison's side, we're just heading off to.
It's a garden. It's a lovely garden. You would not
Thank
believe
you.
the plants. Did you know they actually have one of those face trees from the north here? I've never been myself, but I hear. I want to find it.
Could definitely make a highlight of the evening.
I would say so.
Sure.
And you guys kind of begin to hold off in a direction.
Walton's going with us.
Walton is seemingly going with
We're a party of
Okay.
5.
Woo woo!
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
All right. So we're going to sort of pull away, and uncharacteristically, I think we're going to take a break kind of early,
Oh.
and we're going to go into a break right now, and we will see you when we get back. We might take another one. Who knows?
Oh my
Who
god.
knows? Tonight has many
Who knows
surprises.
What will happen?
We're such wild and crazy kids.
It's
Look
super.
at us.
All right.